We're gonna jump right into it today. I'm gonna just give you guys a look around the fish room. We got a lot of stuff going on. I got a few new things. I set up some new tanks. I got some new fish, and yeah, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you guys all my aquariums. I even got my saltwater aquarium up and going, which I had to tear down to 120, and then I got a 75 gallon. It just better fits my living space. So I'm going to finally show you guys that. I know a lot of people have been wanting to see my saltwater setup. But first thing first, let's look at all the freshwater fish, so I can show you guys all the stuff I got going on, and then we'll jump into the saltwater. Alright guys, so my mic is dead, but I'm using my Bluetooth headset. Hopefully you guys can hear me good enough, which I'm sure you guys can, but there's probably some noise in the background. It's nothing but just bubbles and, you know, fish tanks running, all the normal stuff that comes with having fish. So let me get this camera turned around and show you guys what we got going on. All right guys, so we'll start over here with the African cichlids. These are all the baby African cichlids that I have previously had, and I'm just growing them out right now. I'm currently hitting all the fish swaps in my area, and I got pretty much everything in the fish room is up for grabs. If anybody is interested in anything I have, just leave a comment. Let me know what you guys are interested in. I do ship fish, and I also have a lot of other stuff that I'm not going to show you guys, but in a later video I will give you guys an update. But for now, let's look at these beautiful African cichlids that I have been raising for the past, I want to say 6 months or so. I've had them since they were itty bitty fry. These all came from my breeding colonies, which I did get rid of all my breeders, and now I just have nothing but the baby African cichlids. As you guys can see, this girl right here is currently holding, which she is always holding. These are there's about 5 different kind of African cichlids in there. I'm not gonna name all of them, but if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. But they are currently being housed in a 55 gallon, and then down here is the sump, which actually is not a sump, but I'm using it for a sump right now, just so I don't have to run any extra plumbing. So eventually I'm going to put fish down in that tank down there. I know it's kind of dark right now. I turned all the lights off. But down in this tank, I am going to eventually add these African cichlids up here down into that aquarium. And then I'm going to add some other African cichlids that I'm going to show you guys here in a second up to this tank here. The reason for me adding these cichlids here to the bottom tank is because these cichlids are bigger. And as you guys can see, I got that return pump in there, which I will put a cover over the head of it so that way nobody gets sucked in, which they probably won't anyway. But I'm going to move some smaller African cichlids up here, which I said I'm going to show you guys. Let's go over here to this tank here, which is currently housing 5 electric blue acaras, and then I got 3 archerfish in there. Looking good. It's looking okay. I got the small little waterfall right here, if you guys can see that. And then I just got some Java moss and stuff up there, and then I got some I'm not sure, I don't remember the name of these plants, but just got the plants in there filtering that. And then of course I got the crypts down here in the pots, which they have melted back, but they are now starting to grow back. Then down here I got My Flowerhorn popsicle, I still have him. He is looking tremendous right now in this aquarium. I love this fish. I don't know if I want to get rid of him or not, but he might be up for grabs. I'm not really sure. I still haven't decided on that yet. But let's take a step back. That's just all my 55 gallons that I have down on one end of the fish room. Looking real good right now. And then let's go over here to my 20-gallon long rack, which I moved all this stuff from down in the corner that I had it in. I'm gonna do something else down there. But let's start with this top tank, which is currently housing all of my red terror babies. I've been growing these guys out for quite a while too. These guys are, they're starting to actually grow a little bit now, but the South American cichlids, Central American cichlids, they take a long time to grow. But I got about 20 of those in there, and those guys are doing good. Down here in the second tank, I have a bunch of shrimp. As you guys can see, I got a ton of shrimp in there, cherry red shrimp. All these guys are for sale. Like I said, everything in the fish room is for sale currently. I'm not giving up, I'm not quitting. I just got a lot going on, and I'm trying to make room for some other stuff that's about to happen. So everything is gonna be up for grabs. I got these rasboras. I can't remember the name of them, but I got 5 of those guys in there, and they're looking real good. All right, so let's go down here to this last 20 long, which houses axolotls. I got one there, then there's one back there. I just got 2 axolotls in there right now. Those guys, I've had those guys for some months now. They were small, real small when I got them, and I've just growing them out just to see how big those guys are gonna get. Down here, we got a 40 breeder, which is currently housing 10 Guyanacaras. This is a breeding group. These guys are doing amazing. I've had them since they were about a ½ inch, maybe an inch. Now they're pushing about 3 inches or so, which these guys are slow growers, again, like I said. Then we got a pair of plecos in there, which you can't really see them on camera just because they're always hiding. Plus they blend in with that driftwood. And this 40 breeder here is currently housing about 120 baby African cichlids of all different breeds. I got a lot in there. Like I said, I was breeding all my African cichlids, so I just kept all the babies. So this is just pretty much the whole stock from my breeding. And I'm just gonna raise all these guys up, get them colored up, and then get these guys out the door. These guys are looking good though. As you guys can see, nice and healthy and fat. Nobody's picking on anybody in there, no deaths or anything like that. The less scape you have with the African cichlids, the better off they are actually. Especially with the mbunas, these guys can be really aggressive. Up here in this 40 breeder is currently housing a pair of Discus that I am trying to breed. They have actually laid eggs for me a few times. I had them in the main display. The eggs hatched. Of course, they did not survive because there's just too many fish in the main display. Plus, the clown loaches, the loach mob, they love to eat. So it's kind of hard for these Discus to fend those guys off. But they are looking absolutely amazing. That's my male, and then that is the female. Let's go over here to this tank here, which is my 125, which is currently housing, I have a red terror pair right here, Feste, or red terror, whatever you want to call them. Absolutely phenomenal pair. That female is just beautiful, and that male is also. Currently, she's sitting on some eggs right now. I'm not sure if they're gonna hatch because the male has been acting like a real jerk. But we got our silver dollars. We got 4 silver dollars there. Then we have this guy here, which is a Vieja. And then we got the green terror there. We got 3 Rarus here. Then we got the Oscars here. The albino Oscar and then the red tiger Oscar. And let's go down here to this tank, which I just recently purchased this tank here a few months back. It was a saltwater tank, but it is currently housing 2 of my black diamond hybrid Stingrays, which is 2 females. I just got these guys. Well, I've had them now for about, I don't know, maybe like 3 months or so. I've had these black diamond Stingrays. You guys know I love the black diamonds, the hybrids. I really like the patterns that they throw out, which these don't have a crazy pattern just because I kind of didn't want to buy any with a crazy pattern. I kind of wanted to breed my own and then see what kind of patterns that they will create just off of this. This is a pretty normal pattern for a black diamond hybrid Stingray. But I got 2 females in here, which I'm gonna probably move them over to the main tank eventually. But right now, I don't know. They are kind of small, but I think they'll make it in the other tank right now. I'm just trying to fatten them up real good and get them nice and healthy so they are ready to go into the other tank with the bigger Stingrays that eat all the food. Like, these guys, they might not get any food if I put them in there. That's the reason why I'm still housing them in here. All right, let's go over here to this tank, which is currently housing all of my discus fish and also my clown loaches. We still got the loach mob. They are still here. They ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna hold on to those guys until they leave this earth, pretty much. These guys do get about, I don't know, I think they get up to like a foot, maybe anywhere from 9 inches to a foot. Usually in aquariums, these guys do get huge. But I've had these guys for a long time. They're slow growers, but everybody is about, I don't know, this guy here is about 3 inches. Then the bigger guy, he's about 4 inches. And then we got that big guy over there, which is probably, well, it's 2 of them over there. The one that's hiding under the sponge is like 5 inches. These guys are really starting to put on some good size for me. But we still got these discus. This guy here, which this is a guy, this is a girl. These guys do lay eggs, but he's not, maybe he's just not fertile. I'm not sure. I haven't got the eggs to hatch with those guys. That's why they are still in the tank, or I would have moved them into their own aquarium and then try to get those guys to breed too. All right, guys, I had to turn the lights off on this aquarium here and then the aquarium behind me so you guys could actually see what's going on in here, which isn't much. I just put all my Severums in here. Some of the Severums I had, I did get rid of. But right now we got these guys right here, which is a pair. And then we got these red tiger Severums, which is this one and that one. Or no, that's a green Severum. And then that's a red tiger. And that's a red tiger over there. And then we got this little small guy right here, which I believe might be an orange shoulder. I'm not sure. You never know with Severums until they get bigger. People sell you they'll sell you stuff and say it's something, and then you have to really grow it out to actually know what it is. So then this piece of driftwood right here is humongous, which I took that out of the 300 and I put it in here just so I can keep it waterlogged. But eventually I'm gonna move that out. I'm gonna rescape this tank, but it doesn't look too bad in there for right now. It's just a small 20 gallon. It's a saltwater setup. This was actually the tank that I had set up that had that big piece of live rock in there, but I ended up taking that out. I'll show you guys what I did with that. But it's just housing these 2 clownfish, mocha storm clowns. I got nothing special going on in there. This is just kind of like just a tank for those guys. I got a few pieces of coral in there that I'm just housing, that I'm gonna actually put in my main reef tank. I'll show you guys that here in a second. Then over here this is the space where I had those 55s on this side and then 55s on that side. Then I had the 20 gallon stand right here, but I moved those down to the other end of the fish room. So I broke that 120 down. I brought it down here to the fish room, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. Obviously, I need to get it cleaned out, and then we'll put some fish in there here in the future. Then I got this small little pond right here. It's a 50 gallon pond. It's just housing some bristlenose plecos, and I got some driftwood in there right now that I'm just trying to waterlog, so why not put it in there? The plecos love to nibble on the driftwood anyway. All right, guys, so over here, last but not least, we got the 300, still looking great. We still got our bisher in there, currently hiding in the sand. And we got this heckeleye right here. Hopefully that's a male. I can see his streamers starting to, he's starting to produce his streamers and some more color on him. Then we got our redhead Geophagus here. That's the dominant male. I believe that's a male. I'm not really sure. It could be a female. I'm not really sure. But that's the male right there, looking absolutely gorgeous. Just look at those colors. And he's still got a long way to go before he reaches his full potential. Then back there in the back, we got our chocolate cichlid. He's about 8 inches right now. Just look at this camera hog. But the chocolate cichlid is huge. Like, that cichlid is grown. He has outgrown my Oscars. My Oscars are pretty big. But I got that chocolate cichlid when it was just a little 2-inch chocolate cichlid, and now it has taken off. Okay, so we got the stingrays in here still. That's my male right there, black diamond hybrid. Looking really, really good. Nice and fat. And we got this female Motaro hybrid. She's looking amazing. These guys are pushing about 12 inches. She's probably about 13 to 14 inches, and then he's like 12 inches. So he's kind of catching up to her, but she'll get way bigger than him. The females always get bigger than the males. Then if you guys remember, we had this silver arowana, or you guys might not remember. I'm not sure if I ever showed you guys the silver arowana, but I had this guy over there in the Discus sump, just raising them up, getting them on pellets and all that stuff, so that way he doesn't develop the drop eye, which right now you guys can see he does not have drop eye. He is looking really, really, really good, actually. And he has grown very, very fast, like faster than any other fish that I have. Even my Oscars didn't grow this fast, or that chocolate cichlid. All right, guys, so this is the last tank, which is my saltwater tank. This piece of rock right here, this big long piece, is all one piece. That's the rock that was in that saltwater tank that I got downstairs in the fish room. We got the 4 AI primes currently running this tank. I've always had good luck with these guys growing coral, so that's what I stick with. We got that sailfin tang. We got this cardinal fish here. There's another cardinal fish there. And we got 4 of these blue damsels. Those guys get pretty big. And then we got those 2 clownfish, which is a pair. Those guys are always laying eggs. At least once a month, they lay eggs. Or sometimes twice a month, depending on how fast the other fish eat the eggs. This tank could be a lot clearer, but it's brand new. And then we got this guy back here, which is a conch snail. And he keeps the sand stirred up. As you guys can see, there are no diatoms or anything on the sand. That's not for me stirring it up. That's from the conch snail just constantly going through and stirring the sand up. So here in a couple weeks or so, I'll give you guys another look at it. This thing will be crystal clear. You'll never even know that it was cloudy, which you guys maybe can't tell on the camera. It looks pretty clear on camera, but it is a little bit cloudy, and that's just because the sand is being stirred up. There's still a lot of grime and stuff in there that just needs to settle in. I just got that snail, so he is in there doing his job, which that's their job. All my fish in there have a job. Some of them are there just to look good, and the other ones are there to actually clean the tank. I built this little custom rock structure here. It don't look the best, but it's okay. It's got a lot of surface area, which is what I was going for, is a surface area on there for me to place my corals when I start putting coral in there. Then down here at the bottom, I'll turn the light on down there here in a second, but at the bottom we got a 300-gallon, well, the sump's not 300 gallons, but it's rated for a 300-gallon tank. This is a 300-gallon sump, and I'm currently, I don't have my protein skimmer running because there's no reason for it to run right now. I'm gonna wait a few months and then let the buildup collect in there, and then we will start running our protein skimmer. But I have been growing this Chaeto in here. Let me turn the light on so you guys can see that. Okay, so I've been growing the Chaeto in there, which is just like, it's just basically like a saltwater plant that just eats all the nitrates, ammonia, and all that type of stuff out of the water column. But that light is so bright that you guys can barely even tell what's going on down there. But I got my I built this stand, and then I put my doser. This is a dosing pump, so I'm dosing alkalinity in the first bottle, calcium in the second bottle, magnesium in the third bottle, and then this fourth bottle here, it changes out. Whenever I run out of one thing, I'll put something different in there, so that way they always getting all the trace elements and stuff that they need right now. But currently, I got the coral color in there. It's pretty much just for coral color, coral growth, and I've had some pretty good luck with this stuff in the past. But right now, I'm not dosing anything because I don't have any coral in there. And plus, for the first I'm gonna say about 3 months. For the first 3 months, your tank is going to go through a cycle, and your parameters as far as calcium, magnesium, and alkalinity, they will bounce back and forth just because the live sand feeds off of it, plus all this algae that's going to start growing in here, which is coralline algae, which it doesn't really look much different than what's already on there. These rocks are just beneficial rocks. They're carob sea rocks. which are already purple. They're just man-made, but they got beneficial bacteria in them already to help jumpstart your tank. So here in a few months, I will turn my doser on, and I will start dosing for all 4 of those things. But I figured I'd let you guys see the saltwater tank, because I know you guys have been wanting to see this thing. And I just don't like to bring people into my personal space, so that's why I haven't showed it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the saltwater tank. It is looking real beautiful though. But oh yeah, okay. See, from the side you guys can tell that it's it's a little bit cloudy, but like I said, I'll bring you guys back here in a couple weeks and show you guys once all that stuff is settled in, then this thing will be crystal clear. You won't even know there's water in it. All right, guys, that's going to sum it up for today's video. I appreciate you guys coming through, watching as always. It's always a pleasure to be able to show you guys what I got going on, which is a lot right now, but I got a lot more coming. So you guys make sure you stay tuned. If you guys have not watched the rebuild of Boss Aquatics, make sure you guys go over there. We are currently rebuilding his fish room, just trying to get everything dialed in. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna have to catch you guys in the next one. So remember, always feed the fish. Holla.